And in our department, we have different counselors working with different programs at all times. And so I'm the liaison counselor for a learning community called APASS, Asian Pacific American Student Success. In today's presentation, though, I'm going to do two things. One, talk about learning communities in general, and then also focus and give you a little bit more detail about the APASS learning community itself. If you have any questions, just ask at the end, and I'll be around too if you have any questions. I'll also provide you with contact information as well. Cool. So let's get started. So a couple things to know. Learning community is probably a foreign word to you. You're like, I have no idea what that is. I go to 6 periods of a day, and then I go home and do my homework. Like, what are you talking about? And it's really intense because these type of courses, it's like 3-4 hours of information overload. And so what I'm going to try to do is give you a breakdown of what a learning community is and how it's helpful for you. So first thing is, what is a learning community, right? So you're thinking like, what is a learning community and why would I need to join one? Well, here's a couple things. Do you all remember 6th grade? You had a transition to 7th grade. Do you remember how awkward that was? Going from one teacher all day and you had to go to 6 periods and you didn't have any more friends anymore because you switched from class to class to class. And then lunchtime you're looking around like, do I know anybody? Because it's all these elementary schools, right? That's what college is like all over again. So you end up coming to college and you're like, where's my crew, where's my clique, where's my people? And they're like, nowhere to be found because they went off to university, they went to San Francisco, some went to the military, some don't have the same schedule as you. And so now you're kind of feeling that awkward feeling like, hey, I gotta build this whole new network of friends again. And so the beauty about learning communities is it gives you an opportunity to go right into a family. Essentially, like you go in and you meet 30 people and you have instructors and they're gonna help you transition to that first year of college. And I think that's why it's so important to come to these types of classrooms, just so you know that we exist and that we're an option, especially if you want to just kind of make a smoother transition to college. So our learning community, it's hot, but it is really hot on this campus right now. We have about 8 or 9 learning communities. We have so many learning communities, I can't keep track sometimes, and I'm a counselor, I'm supposed to keep track, okay? But I know my learning community inside out, and the key thing is that it's a growing program here on campus. And so what it does is it links courses. So this probably has no meaning to you, but I'm going to give you an example. So in high school, you have a schedule that your counselor created for you, right? So they give you this little sheet, they go, this is your 6th period, and then you just go. Well, it's not like that in college. When you get to college, you pick whatever you want. That's the beauty of college. If you want to take Tai Chi and yoga and then paint a little bit and take a little Italian and then all of a sudden cook some Chinese food, more power to you. You can do it. It's totally up to you. I mean, it might take a little longer to get a degree or, transfer out, but the beautiful thing when you get to college is that you pick your own classes. You register yourself. So if you go to math, in the morning, and then you go to English in the afternoon, those aren't the same students, right? They're going to be totally different students. And then maybe your best friend, both of you come to college together. Well, maybe you're going to different math levels and different English levels. You're not even going to be in the same classes. It's going to be totally different classes at a different time. And so link courses is where you have 2 classes and then link them. So they force them to go together. So for APASS, right, next semester in fall, we're linking English and counseling. So if you take English or counseling, they're always together. So what that means is all the people in your English class will be the same people in your counseling class because they're linked. And that's how you build community and relationships. It's about the experiences and the memories that you make together. Right? So if you barely get to see each other, then you're like, oh, you don't feel connected. But I promise you, if you see these people 2 days a week for 2 classes, you're going to build community and eventually, consider yourself a family. So that's what link courses are. There's 2 courses and they're stuck together. And then the whole purpose is to build a community. Because we know as counselors is that when you get to college, you need to feel like you belong, like it's home. Because the hardest part is you get to this campus and you don't feel like you connect to a teacher, a counselor, any of your classmates, and you just kind of feel like you're floundering around. And that's the easiest way to just burn out and go, you know what, I don't think school's for me. I don't think college for me. I don't think I want to go. I'm not feeling these people. I'm just not connected. But when you connect with other people and when you connect with your instructors and the materials you're learning, that gets exciting. You're much more motivated to come to college. And so that's all about what is a learning community. And then remember I told you it's all about the building community and that support network. Because my goal in my learning community and all the learning communities out there is to transition you from high school to college. And if you're not coming from high school to college or you're a returning student, it's a whole transition process. I need to make that as smooth as possible. Because your first semester, your first year is going to be rough. It's going to be the hardest one because they're getting used to everything, learning the language, learning the system. And so we have people. You have people power behind you, right? So it's just not you coming to campus trying to figure things out. In the learning community, I'm a part of APASS. I just threw all the people that are on here, right behind here. So there's me, I'm the counselor, right? And then we also have a peer assisted learning specialist, and so they're called PALs. And pretty much what they are is a peer, somebody who passed the class, and they're going to help tutor you. So for example, Heather, she passed English 1A last semester. She sits in your English 1A class this semester. She obviously got an A or higher. Well, there's no higher, right? She got an A. And so her whole goal is to help you with the assignments because she's like, oh yeah, I know the instructor, I know the assignments, and she's your peer to help you. And then there's Lauren, she's the English instructor for our program, and she will teach both the English sections because the idea is you start with us in fall, but it's not good enough just one semester with us. We will take you into spring, meaning the first year of college, and so that we can finish you out with the same English teacher. Because we know how hard it is moving from English teacher to English teacher with different styles and different expectations. The transition's hard, so we're going to keep the same English teacher for both semesters. And then there's Eileen Fong, and Eileen is an instruction assistant. So she has a graduate degree in English. Her goal is to pretty much help you write your papers, right? So you draft them, she's going to look at them with you, she's going to go to tutoring with you, and so she gives you the extra support. Then down here we have Rima and Tammy, and they both run our other courses. So in spring, remember in fall, meaning August to December, you're with me and Lauren. So we do the two classes together, they're linked. Now in spring, you hook up with Lauren and Rima or Tammy. And so Rima teaches Social 30, which is race and ethnicities in the United States, and then Tammy teaches a food nutrition course. Pretty awesome, but I just wanted to give you a visual of like all the people power behind you to help you succeed in transitioning from high school to college or the world of work to college. So why join? We talked about this a little bit already, but it's to connect, to make friendships. So one of the things that I do is I have students go to Santa Rosa State and do a ropes course every fall. So we go there and it's a trust building activity and leadership activity. It's just to get you to get to know each other outside of the college campus and outside of the classroom setting. And also to remember what I said earlier, it's about those memories that create relationships. And then also learn in a fun and friendly environment. So the whole idea is to make this transition as easy as possible. So we try to make it fun and creative as possible. So I'm going to give you some examples right now. So in APASS, definitely we give you a counselor, right? So you get to see me, which is a big deal. You're probably like, why does it matter? Remember, we have 20,000 students at this campus. Not 9,000, not 10, 20,000, right? Now we're scattered all throughout. There's only so many counselors. There might be like about 20 counselors. So you can just do the math on your own, right? So it's really hard to get access to a counselor. By being part of a learning community, whether you're my learning community or another learning community, you have access to a counselor, which is like VIP treatment. You know, the red carpet treatment, you roll in and you get to see them because they have specified times just to serve you. And so, book loan program, you all got little handouts, right? You all get a handout. So one of the things I'm most excited about, on top of transitioning into college, on top of creating community for you, having really cool instructors to support you through this process, I'm not going to kid you, is we give you your books for both classes. That's a big deal. Books, especially those in high school, you're probably thinking like, what's the big deal? We get our textbooks. Books are expensive. Sometimes books are more expensive than tuition. That's how fierce it is. And so if you're taking English and counseling with us, we will loan you the books for that class. And the next semester, the English and the sociology and nutrition, we'll loan you the books for that class. So you don't have to buy the books. I think this is one of the biggest perks, just because the cost of education is just rising, and so this kind of helps buffer it a little bit. The instructional assistant, we talked about Eileen, she helps you with writing papers, and the peer, the PALs as well. And then on top of the ropes course that we do at Sonoma State, we also have students do university visits. So we want you to get exposure. You might go, you know what, Jerry, I think I just want to be like an advocate and work for a women's shelter, or maybe I want to be a drug and alcohol counselor. I don't see myself really going to university. Well, we just want to give you an opportunity to visit universities, and you might like it. And if you do, you can continue your path onto a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree. So we provide you university field trips. I know that the text is really itty small, but one, just know you get university visits. And so the beautiful thing is you get priority registration for the university visits. What does this mean? Remember, there's tons of people who want to go check out Davis, Berkeley, and San Francisco State, and Sac State. There's only a bus of like 40 people. So if you're a part of a learning community, you get this. You get to sign up first. And then the regular, like the entire college population, will go second. Next thing is cultural field trips. So my learning community will take you on cultural field trips. This semester, we took one group to San Francisco, to Chinatown and Asian Art Museum, and then another group went to the Angel Island Immigration Center. So it was pretty cool. It was just an opportunity for classroom learning outside of the classroom. Another thing is you engage your professionals in the community, so we try to hook you up with people that you're interested in. Like I'm teaching the career class for the APASS this semester, and pretty much I brought in different professionals that the students were interested in. One was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to create my own business. I don't want to have a boss. And I'm like, okay, so you have to go find one, right? And so I started looking around, and it was hard for me to find one, but I did find a business owner. And so, they inherited their business from their family business, but they came out and they spoke. And an accountant that came and speak, and a marketing professional. And so I had different individuals in the professional community come and talk to my class, just to give them a sense of what steps and what does it take to become that career or that occupation. The last thing is leadership opportunities. We all know you want that scholarship money. If you want to transfer to a prestigious university, you want to have some sort of leadership experience. And so being a part of APASS, you will get to do the Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Essentially, you're planning activities, and so that you can build your resume for the future. So a little bit of how it works, right? So we talked about what it is, why, what are the benefits. How it works is pretty much students, remember I told you, they take 2 linked classes. These linked courses typically have the same theme. And so, for example, right now, English is with sociology. And so English, the textbook that they're using is going to be on Asian Pacific American authors and poets. And then the material that they learn in sociology is going to reflect that. Both the instructors work together so that the curriculum is the same. So that the English instructor and the sociology instructor say, hey, what are you teaching? What book are you using? Oh, I'll use examples from that book. So it's really nice. It flows together really nicely. And then, of course, assignments I told you involve both of the classes. Some of them offer themes, like APASS offers the Asian Pacific American Heritage theme. But we keep in mind that you don't have to be Asian Pacific American to participate in my learning community. And most of the learning communities don't have eligibility requirements like that. It's pretty much open to all students. You just have to be allied and interested in learning. I personally feel like no matter what field you go into, whether you go into culinary, or you go into healthcare, or you go into education, it doesn't really matter. Really being able to learn about other communities and the experiences they have is going to be important in the work that you do. So I'm a visual learner. I'm not kidding. I had to see it. Like, you would talk to me, and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know what this lady's talking about. So I'm going to give you a visual because I want to show you how it looks like if you are part of a learning community. So I made this big grid of a weekly schedule. Remember in college, at least at SRJC, we typically don't have school on Friday. So it's like a Monday to Thursday thing, right? So you take, let's just say math, you take it on Monday and Wednesday in the morning for an hour and a half. And then you just take your major, let's say you're a business major. So you take a business class for an hour and a half on Wednesday. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, it's English and counseling. If you're part of APASS, it would be English with Lauren Surveillance and then counseling with me, right? So that's perfect. That's a nice little schedule. If you can plan it out perfectly, you'll be out of school by 12 o'clock. If you can plan it just perfectly. So I encourage you to meet with the counselor and make sure that when you do your plan, your counseling 270 class, that it's going to help reflect that. So this is just an average week of a student. And if you're like me, you like food. I love food. I didn't get this size without loving food, okay? So I love it. I'm going to add in lunch just because I can't hang. Like if I just go to class, it's experience, I get tired and exhausted, and I start dreaming about food. I was that high school student, like, what am I going to eat? Is it going to be a hot pocket today, or is it going to be some layer burrito? I have no idea. Like that's like my thoughts, okay? So we want to make sure you squeeze in some food time so that, and you can squeeze in a little like walking around, hanging out in the quad time. So I usually have you put that right between the 2 classes. And so what the cool thing is, if you're part of APASS, on Tuesday and Thursday, in between your class, you go to APASS lunch. Pretty much, we throw you in a room, we feed you pizza, we give you a book, and we give you a food voucher, and you kind of hang out with your peer and also your instructional assistant. They help you in your papers and stuff. So it's kind of like a ticket stop. Does that make sense? Like you don't know where to go, and you're like, I got an hour between class. Well, they're going to feed me anyways, and I'm going to get help with my papers. And if you're like, I'm not trying to do academics right now, I'm just trying to chill out. Totally cool. And we're more than open to having you bring your friends and just hanging out. So you would do your APASS lunch on Tuesday and Thursday, and then you get me on Fridays. And this is a big deal because that means like you go do all your academics, you do your thing, right? And you're like, like, well, you know what? I got stuff going down in my family. Life is getting really stressful. I don't think I'm passing my English class. You come and see me on Friday from 8 to 12. You're like, Jerry, I need help. What am I supposed to do? And that's my goal. That's the counselor, is to help you transition, right? And help you problem solve. So that's how your schedule will look like if you're a part of a learning community. So keep in mind, the same folks you're in with English, you're going to see them in counseling. You're going to see them a lot because you're going to see them, right, for those 2 classes for 2 days a week. And then you have the counseling for the counselor. You will go to field trips together. So like a lot of our Thursdays, we're just blocking it out. Like, we're going to go to San Francisco, or we're going to go to Sac State. So that's a part of the class. And so just to keep in mind, these are the things that you'll be a part of. And I'm going to give you a visual on how that looks like. So let's see. The last thing, well, I have 2 last things. So if you're interested in joining APASS, I want you to consider going online to apass.santarosa.edu. Your flyer has the link to the URL, and I have an application on there. And so I'm going to actually Google that application. So it's apass.santarosa.edu. When you go on there, there's this big old apply now. So when you click on there, you can go and put in all your information, and then I'll respond to you. So just keep that in mind, that that's how you apply to the APASS learning community. And it'll be really awesome to see you next fall, because I'm an accounting 10 instructor, and so I'll be that person to help you bridge you through your first year. And the last thing I really want to show you is, some of you might go, I'm not feeling the whole APASS thing, but I really like the whole idea of learning communities. I want like a set family when I get here. I want all that support. I want these courses. I want you to get out your student guide, turn to page 41. So you turn to page 41. I want you to doggy ear it. And so you're going to save that page. You're going to go home and read about it. Because remember, if you're interested, there's a ton of learning communities. We have the Smart Learning Community, the Fast Learning Community, the Emoja, right? We have Puente. So we have tons of learning communities that you can be a part of. I'll talk about Puente, because Puente is one of the most popular ones. Pretty much all the learning communities, we copy Puente. Puente means bridge in Spanish. Apparently I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, why is there a symbol of bridge? I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But the reason why it's important for you to know is because Puente is one of the oldest programs. They're a transfer program. And so they focus on Latino and Chicano students. You don't have to be Chicano Latino. I participated in Puente when I was at the community college. And so I don't identify as Chicano Latino, but they welcome me into their family anyways. So keep in mind, so you definitely be an ally. So you do your fall semester, 2 classes together, spring semester, 2 classes together. You get a counselor in that process. Why do I like Puente? They're well established. They go on like a little retreat to like LA, and they do this whole week kind of like leadership retreat. And they got Puentistas all over the state. Like pretty much the 113 community colleges, they're spread out. So the beautiful thing is networking. You got to think about future, right? You're applying for a job. You're like, yeah, Puentistas. I am too. I graduated from the state program. Might have been different community colleges, but you have that connection. So I want you to take the time to read about it, which one you might be interested in, and contacting that person, and consider doing the learning community as you transition to college. So I'm hoping that's helpful for you. I just wanted you to know this resource. I'm pretty excited about it. If I knew that I could get my books paid for, I would get VIP service to a counselor, and then you give me field trips and you feed me, I'm not there in a hot second. So think about it, and then I'm going to take questions in just a couple more minutes. How many more minutes do I have? 3 minutes? 3 minutes. Okay, perfect. Cool. So does anybody have any questions? Yes? We'll go back there and then we'll come right up. Okay, yes?
Okay, it says for APASS, students will enroll in English 100. Can you enroll for English 1A and you qualify for that, or do you have to enroll in English 100?
That's such a good question. I'm so glad you asked that. So when we initially started the program, in fall, you would have to go to English 100. Right? And then we started talking about it some more, and we decided that we're going to extend it to both English 305.1, 307, and English 100. So it's 3 levels. So if you want to participate in my learning community, you can be in English 305.1, 307, or 100. Unfortunately, 1A is the spring semester. Remember I told you stay with Lauren all year? So pretty much you do fall, and then spring is English 1A. Sometimes, and it all depends on your score, if you barely scored into English 1A, I'm going to say you might want to consider backing it up a notch and do English 100 with us. But if you like score deep into it and you're like way up in the higher ranking of English 1A, then I'm like, you know what? Even though we have a community built in for you, I don't know if you want to like pull yourself back one class. You know, and sometimes what happens too is that students are like, you know what? I don't really want to do it in the fall because I don't want to, rewind and go back to the lower English class. then what you can do is you can wait around in spring, you can take your English class, and then boom, you just go with us. Like we don't do English in fall, and then you do English in spring. And I'm not that worried about books like that because that means your English is really strong already. And your first semester, you'll be doing like sociology and history and other writing courses to keep you fresh. And so then in spring, you would take the English and sociology classes. So that's an option too. Cool. Yes, Justin.
Jay, where's the kick-it spot?
The kick-it spot. So it's hard to find space on this campus. Remember, with 20,000 people. And so what we try to do is find a kick-it spot within classrooms with computers. And they'll let us feed people. That's the key thing. I remember I told you I like food. So I'm like, they will come if you give them food. But we haven't determined where the little hangout spot is. We don't have a center. Some other community colleges have like a learning community center, but we don't. So we're kind of like spread out. Once you get hooked up in the class, I'll do the presentation, so will the other counselors in the other learning communities, and they'll tell you where to hang out. Because Connections have their own hangout spot, Umoja has their own hangout spot, so everybody's all scattered all. Yes?
So I have a few questions. Is there a fee to join?
Oh no! You just gotta be interested and motivated, that's all. And sometimes students join the first semester and they're just not doing it. They're like, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of these folks because I got to see them all semester. I like them, but I don't like them so much more. Then you can ditch us and you can move on your way. Or you can be the other way where you're like, oh, I wanted to participate so bad, but English is too high. I guess I'll just wait. And then you wait and then you join us in the middle. In the ideal world, though, you would stay with us the whole year. We want to keep you because that's how we know we're going to help you to succeed. The beautiful thing about my class is you can start at English 3 to 5, and our whole idea is to accelerate you and pump you into writing English 1A by the time the spring comes along, which is pretty awesome. It's a new program. And so that means if you have less classes to work through, that's less money for your parents, just so you know. Yes?
Do you have to keep applying for APASS every year, or once you apply, we're just with APASS until we graduate?
Oh yeah, once you're in, you're in. So what you do is you do the little application, right? Because we only take about 20 to 25 students, so it's pretty limited. And sometimes we have wait lists, but so think about it. If you're interested, start to sign up now. Once you get in, and then I get all the information, I meet with you, and then we sign up for the courses. You all will be signing up for courses sometime around July 4th, and so that's when you're like, okay, I already met with Jerry, or I see the APASS class online, I'm going to register for it. So that's where you can do it. Yes?
So what's your availability right now?
My availability for APASS students, because my current APASS students, Wednesday, 9:30 to 12:30. Do not ditch high school to come see me. That's all I'm going to say, okay? Because some of y'all were like, well, it wasn't that boring. I'm just going to go to AP class, whatever, no. But Wednesdays from 9:30 to 12:30 is my red carpet treatment for APASS students, the current APASS students. If you come as prospective, you just say, I'm thinking about joining APASS, roll into my office. If there's 20 students in the lobby, I'll serve you first because that's a little time slot for my people. And so that's my red carpet treatment for you. So then swing by if you're going to be around that time. And if you're like, I'm kind of interested, but I got school from 9 to 2, shoot me an email. I think on the previous slide was my email, and I think you have my email on the little flyer. So just email me and say, hey, Jerry, can I come over with my mom? She wants to know more info about it. I'm not really sure. I'll be more than happy. Yes?
Would you recommend registering or applying for multiple learning communities in case you're not eligible for one but you are for the other, you're interested in both?
Absolutely. I think that definitely apply to more than one just so you get a feel. Like this APASS is my learning community. I love it. I hug it. I think it's awesome and the bomb, right? But maybe you're like, meet us and you're like, I'm not jiving with them. I like this one more, right? And so totally go and do your homework. See who you like. See what's the most interesting for you that kind of meets your goal, and then go with them. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it up, and then you all know who I am. You have Jessica LaGuardia, instructor. Know if you're coming to counseling. Even if you're not APASS, feel free to come see me as well. Thank you for paying attention, and I didn't close that up. So thank you, everybody.